Jane throws Shane the ball. Let's start by finding the verb. Okay, Jane throws Shane the ball. Jane threw Shane the ball. If I change the tense, the word that changes is the verb. All right, so throws is our verb. Okay, what kind of verb is it? Well, it's either action, linking, or helping. It's something you do, something you are, or it's helping out a main verb. This pretty clearly looks like an action to me. Okay, then we can ask who or what is doing the throwing here. Who or what is doing the verb, and that tells us the subject. So who's throwing? Jane's throwing. She's our subject. Okay, and part of speech for Jane, well, that's a person, right? So that's going to be a noun. Okay, now I have an action verb here, so there's a possibility I've got a direct object. So I can ask myself the question, Jane throws what? Now, is she throwing Shane here, or is she throwing the ball here? She's throwing the ball, right? Okay, so the ball is going to be the direct object. It's, again, what's getting the action of the verb, and it's only if I've got an action verb, and not all action verbs have them. If I say something like I sleep, you don't say I sleep what, right? That just, there's no direct object on that verb. Okay, ball is a noun. And then we've got the here, which tells us which ball. That's an adjective, but we're going to be more precise. We're going to call it an article. Again, people class these differently, but again, we're going to class it as an article, as an adjective, subspecies of adjective. Okay, now we've got Shane here, and we say, well, what's Shane doing in the sentence? It's not really modifying anything, right? But if I can visualize in my head, Shane is what's actually getting the ball, right? So we're going to call Shane the indirect object, the IO. And the indirect object is what receives the direct object. And Shane's going to be a noun again. Okay, so why am I having you pick out indirect objects? Indirect objects, again, when we get to pronouns, and actually when we get to active and passive aspect, or active and passive forms of our verb, then being able to tell the difference between a subject and an object becomes important. So subjects do things, objects have things done to them. Jane is doing something, Shane is having something done to him, the ball is having something done to it.